Hey, thanks for clicking the link. I'm Matt and this is Outdoors for a Change. In this video, I gotta watch my feet here so I don't trip. In this video, we're going to cook some mouth-watering venison backstrap kabobs right over the campfire. It's gonna be delicious, and I'm gonna share some tips that'll help make your campfire grilling a lot more tastier and successful, so you'll do it a lot more often, so you get outdoors for a change. So thanks for watching. Let's get to the cooking. Now, without a doubt, you're going to want to use hardwoods like oak, hickory, or maple as your firewood whenever you're cooking over the fire. And the reason for this is simple. Hardwoods provide a steady heat, and that's important when you're grilling. It also adds delicious smoky flavors to your food, and that's why I like using hardwoods. Now it's time to start the campfire. You already know how to start campfires. I'm not going to share any tips on how to do it. But today, right now, right here, I'm starting the fire with a few pieces of fat wood. And I don't know if you're familiar with fat wood or not. Basically, wood off a stump of a pine tree. And all the resin and the sap goes down the dead tree and gets into the stump. And then from that stump, you can get fat wood. And what's great about fat wood for starting fires, it'll start just about any log. Like here, these logs are wet. So that's why I'm using a little bit of extra fat wood. That fat wood gets anything started because that resin just keeps burning and burning and burning. At first it burns black. It looks like it's plastic burning, but as you could tell, it's really providing heat and accelerating the fire, and that's why I use fat wood. And you can find fat wood anywhere out in the woods, but I just buy it from Amazon. It's a lot easier. I get a bag of it for like 15 bucks. It's the only fire starter I need for a couple of years even, so it's as an easy recommendation for me to make is to say fat wood off of Amazon for your fire starter. This video is about to get really tasty. How you season your food's up to you. It's different for every region and every person in that region. But you probably have your favorite spices already, or even marinades that you're going to use the next time that you're grilling over a campfire. Tonight we're using this whiskey burger stuff that I found at Walmart. We'll see if what this tastes like. It smells really good. But season your food how you want to season your food, obviously. I'm not going to tell you how to season your food. All right, we have enough coals to start cooking, so let's do that. All right, in this case, we're using a community grill, and it's a little, well, it looks a little dirty. So I'm just gonna let it simmer over the coals for a minute to disinfect it, basically. Then I'm gonna give it a good scrub. Then I'm gonna oil it down first, because with the oil, you get a really well, it keeps the food from sticking to your grill, and that's the last thing anybody wants to see happen over the campfire, is have their dinner sticking to the grill and burning up and having no dinner to eat. Since that would be a disaster, we're going to put some oil on the grill, but I remember that we didn't bring any oil, so we're just going to use cooking spray. That'll work. Usually we would use oil. We recommend you use a cooking oil that has a high heat cooking oil. It's not like olive oil. Coconut oil would work. Macadamia nut oil would work too. And so what we recommend is that you use the oil, because that keeps it from obviously sticking to the grate, but also it gives those cool grate marks on your food that you on the like commercials, and you see the cool attractive looking grate marks on meat. It's because the grates are oiled. And so we're going to oil these, but right now we're going to let it disinfect for a minute, because that thing's getting cleaner and cleaner by the minute. And now we need two different zones of heat for the grill. One indirect and direct heat. On one side I put most of the coals. I do that because I want most of the heat over there. And on the other side I got a little bit of coals. That gives me a cooler side. If the food starts cooking too fast, I can move it over to the cool zone. So it's important that you have a place you can take your food if it's cooking too fast, and just move it over on the grill and have a cool place. Otherwise the campfire cooking gets really out of control really fast. And that's why I moved the coals over to where I wanted to cook, rather than have the whole fire that I was building right under that grill part, and then I would have all the coals and I'd have to move them out of the way. And if that's the way you do it, that's fine too. But doing it this way gives us an opportunity to put some of the coals we needed over for the cooking. Doing it this way, which we're able to get the coals we needed to cook these kebabs up, and it won't overcook it. And even if it does start overcooking, we can then move it to the cool zone. All right, one important element that I forgot to mention is this little spray bottle. When you're cooking on the campfire, you need to have a spray bottle with water in it, because sometimes when depending on the meat you're cooking, it will start dripping fats, and then you'll have flare up, and then just squirt it down, and then this flare up goes away, and that way you don't burn your meat. And today we didn't have any flare ups. I wanted to record a flare up for you, but this venison backstrap is so lean that it's just, there's no fat in it, and and it melts in your mouth too. It's so delicious. But we didn't need to use it, but you might, depending on the meat that you cook. And something else that I need to mention is the temperature of the meat. Actually, you know, I'm not going to preach to you that to get a meat thermometer out. We're not using one here. We forgot to bring it. But you probably should use a meat thermometer if you have small kids. All right, one important thing that I should mention is that we let these kebabs rest 3 to 10 minutes even. I guess doing that makes the meat juicier. We'll see how juicy this meat turned out. I think it's going to be just delicious. So what we did is we let it rest for, like I said, 3 to 10 minutes, and now we're getting ready to dig into it. But does it taste good? Let's find out. And Tim, you're about to partake of the venison.
Yeah.
Tell me, and you'll give me your complete opinion, right?
Yes, I will.
All right, untainted opinion.
Maybe a little bit more seasoning on the meat, but other than that, it's really good.
Is it tender?
Nice and tender. I was able to chew it up nice and quick.
Is it juicy?
Oh, yes, it is.
We'll get you some more seasoning. So personal preference is always on the seasoning. Always go light with your family, because if they want more, they can put more on. But if they don't like the seasoning, it's going to ruin it for somebody else. I mean, we have 7 kids, so it's like we've had 7 kids together. So that's why the little trick we learned. Go light on the seasoning when you're doing it for the kids. And then if somebody wants more, they can put more on.
All right, Kaylee. Take a bite. Tell us what you think.
It's really good.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You like that?
You want another one?
No.
All right, my turn. Will I like it? Tender.
Just fall over backwards.
That's good. Look how tender, look how, that's perfect. How I like it.
Okay, go.
I'm hungry. That was really good.
That was a really good meal. That was something that I would pay a lot of money for at a five-star restaurant to have that meal. Those kebabs were just mouth-watering. The seasoning was really good that we used. I think we have a whole tub of that. So I'm really looking forward to all the barbecues we're going to have for the rest of the summer. And you're going to see in a lot of other videos too, probably. And also, what I really like the most about cooking over a campfire is of course, dessert. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. So I appreciate you watching this video. I hope you got something from it. And I hope I got your taste buds watering so that you want to get outdoors for a change and do some campfire cooking so you can start making videos too. If you like this video, could you do me a favor and hit the like button? I really would appreciate that. Also hit subscribe too. That really would help my young channel out. If you're planning on cooking over a campfire soon, what are you planning on cooking? Could you let me know in the comments? I'd appreciate that too. Thank you, and I'll see you next episode. Okay.
Still need this.
Hold on.